Hello and welcome back to the NGS Storm Division. This is qualifier number 5, the final qualifier. Tonight we will be seeing who is going to round out our Storm Division Season 3 for this year. Or this year. This upcoming season. The seasons aren't that long, I promise. Welcome to the show. I am the Crushinator and I will be your host for this evening. We are starting off with Error 404 versus Big Push Power. Here in our first series. Looks like we just got our 10 people in the lobby. Fantastical. Let's enter their names. Let's get the peoples all where they should be. Excellent, excellent stuff. So, of the matches tonight, Error 404 versus Big Push Power is going on here right now over on twitch.tv/JinxieCat. We have Can't Censorship versus Team Backdoor. The winner of these two series will be facing off in the finals right here, right after this match. So make sure you stick around for a lot of excellent hots today. All right, I'll give them the old caster ready so they're good to go whenever they want. Take a quick look at the map bans here. Error 404, banned away Sky Temple and Alterac Pass. Big Push Power, banning out Garden of Terror and Cursed Hollow, and they're going to be taking us to Dragonshire for our first map of the day. Looks like we're doing just a quick pause before the teams are ready to go, but they'll be up and running. Braxis isn't banned. Braxis is not banned. It has been fairly often banned here in Storm, but I have seen it played a couple of times, so we may see it here. Your Braxis, your Battlefields sometimes do come through. Though when it comes to game number 3, I've seen almost exclusively Infernal Shrines. So we'll have to see what these two teams, how they feel about the 2-lane maps. While I've got you here for a second, and the teams are getting ready to go, most exciting recent news is NGS now has a store. If you go below the stream into the panels, you'll see a link for the new NGS storefront. You can go on over there and buy some cool NGS merch. So you can just show off your pride and rep this great organization. So make sure you head on over there. That's brand spanking new. Not something that we've had before, so make sure you check that out. When it comes to Storm Division, this is a crowd-funded prize pool. If you enter !Matcherino in the chat, you can head on over there and directly contribute to the prize pool for Storm Division Season 3. So make sure you head on over there. I believe there's still some coupon codes available. If you just go, you'll see the coupon code on the right. All you got to do is click it, and you just add 50 cents to the pool. You don't need to enter a credit card. You don't need to verify your mother's maiden name. You don't got to do none of that. You just need to have an account and click a button. Just create 50 cents. I honestly don't understand how Matcherino continues to work that way, but they do. Looks like the teams are ready to go. Hopefully they were ready, because we're getting into Dragonshire for our map number 1. Game 3, Towers of Doom or Restart. That is the more common one when we think of the rubber match, as it were. But it's been a lot of Infernal Shrines. Been a lot of shrines. So we could go Dragonshire, Infernal Shrines, then Towers of Doom. That's a possibility. But Braxis is open. Battlefield is open. Always good brawlers. See what these teams think about it, though. Let's get into it. Error 404 will have the first pick opportunity. They're considering their first ban here. I wasn't actually reading the lobby chat. I hope they're actually ready to go. I was reading Twitch chat. Alterac gonna be the first ban here from Error 404. Interesting Alterac ban on Dragonshire to start things off. Must have some intel. Some intel over on the side of Big Push Power. From the first pick position, you can ban out stuff like that. If you think, there's a one trick, there's an outlier on the enemy team, you can do that from a first pick, first ban position, as we see Big Push Power now forced to ban away the Zagara. See if Error 404 has any other intel they want to insert into the ban phase. Gonna go with the Blaze. Blaze taken off the board here. So I adjust my microphone slightly. Big Push Power. Do we take the Hogger off the board? Do we take Stukov or Lucio down? Do we take Tahaka? Still a lot of power picks. I feel like you gotta leave both Stukov and Lucio up, so you get one of them. Brightwing is also incredibly powerful here on Dragonshire, so maybe you ban that. We're just gonna leave them all. We're just gonna leave them all. Sylvanas gonna be the ban from Big Push Power. Just an all-around great assassin. Can work down the tanks, can work down the back line, good mobility, good siege. Does leave Junkrat open. Breakwood, go ahead and pick that up. Junkrat has become kind of a de facto first pick here at the higher levels of play. Like, there's other stuff that needs to be banned right up until Junkrat. And it's weird how first pickable Junkrat is in almost all situations, because I've been seeing it all week, I've been seeing it all month, to be honest. There's that Lucio going to come on in here for Final Stand. And Alpharak going to be locking in the Tychus. Possibly looking to ward away a Hogger pick, if I know my matchups at all. Mercy going to bring in the Malfurion, and there's Pepper going to lock in the Dahaka. Tychus does put a little bit of a hurting on Dahaka as well, but Dahaka's so survivable, especially if we see that W build come out, or just using adaptation in general. Very difficult to take down a Dahaka these days. Next ban here from Big Push Power, they're looking at the Junkrat Malfurion setup. They're going to ban the Stitches. It's an interesting ban. I've seen more Stitches picked in response to Junkrat, just to make it so you don't have to engage into Junkrat's range and get booped around. You just instead just sit back with Stitches and engage that way. Big Push Power decides they're not interested in playing that Stitches, so they're going to ban it out. That does give a Nubarak here over to Big Push Power, who has also been sort of an S-tier tank of late. Mr. TTO going to pick that up. And there's that Hogger. It's actually going to go over to Big Push Power here. A little bit of drafting coming on out from the red side. So Error 404, they're looking at a pretty good roam with a Nubarak Lucio Tychus. How are they going to deal with this? They're going to go for the Varian Greymane, so they're just going to go straight in. They're going to go for some counter blow-up here. Ascension on that Varian. Death Strikes will be playing the Greymane, or has at least chosen it for now. Flex spot here for Mike. Mike in the final position. I wouldn't mind a Mephisto here, to be honest. It's a little bit tough into Varian. Gonna go for the Chromie. Okay. Chromie can also reach the backline. Malfurion and Junkrat don't want that long-range poke damage if at all possible. Chromie and Mephisto both achieve that. They choose the Chromie, though. A little bit of extra wave clear also doesn't hurt, where Mephisto's wave clear is, I'll say, markedly worse than Chromie's. All right. The drafts are in. Hard to bet against a Junkrat here, I must say. Junkrat looking very, very strong, but I like the comp on the side of Big Push Power as well. A Nubarak Lucio roam. Chromie following up from a great range. Tychus able to spread out a little bit. I like this comp, but I like Junkrat too. I'll have to see how these two teams clash here. C2D2, unfortunately forced to work today. Cheering on their squad. How you doing? All right, we're loading in. Let's get to it. Alrighty, game number one. On the left in the blue, we have Error 404. Breakwood is going to be on the Junkrat Ascension, playing Varian. Mercy on the Malfurion. Pepper's going to play Dahaka. And Death Strikes on the Greymane. On the right in the red, Big Push Power. Alpharak is on the Tychus. Final Stand, playing Lucio. Mike is on the Chromie. Severn is on the Hogger. And Mr. TTO. I'm guessing that's possibly match-ready TTO, if I know my amateur division teams. TTO is on the Anubarak. Let's get into game number one. Varian. not super strong in the early going, but Pepper going to find the quick drag there onto Hogger, and it's going to be enough. Able to use the Unstoppable to get over the root, but the damage just too strong. And First Blood goes over to Error 404. Are these higher ranked players? Yes, these are mostly Masters and Grandmasters that are playing here for the Storm Division. Rotation going to start on the way to the bottom lane here, as I believe I'm disconnecting. I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. TTO going in there, Ascension trying to turn it around, but doesn't have the taunt up and available. Still gets away. TTO barely able to survive. Alpharak might not be so lucky. Oh, nice job by Final Stand, keeping everyone alive. Sorry about that little hiccup there, folks. Internet decided to crap out for half a second. I think we're looking good. The numbers are all green as Pepper heads on back to the top lane. Error 404 going to jump on the left side bruiser camp to start things off, get a little bit of pressure up in that top lane. As we see down on the bottom side, it's just map management. Both teams grabbing their camps, all that good stuff. Mercy could be in a little bit of trouble here, can't quite get away from the double stun, but no damage in range. So Mercy going to be just fine there. Severn working on the counter bruiser camp here on the right-hand side, but it's Error 404 that's actually looking to get a very early channel on this dragon. TTO keeping an eye out here, throws out the Impale and starts to back off. See Lucio on the top side is starting the channel here for big push power. Junkrat and Chromie in the bottom lane, two often opposed the bottom lane here on Dragonshire, as we see a possible gank attempt here. Root Sleep coming on out onto Lucio. Final Stand barely able to get away. Good peels coming on in from Severn. As we now see Varian has become a real boy. Has the shield out and running. Team's continuing to battle here, really wanting to get the most out of these bruiser camps. TTO moves in, can't quite find the double stun onto Death Strikes. Looks like Big Push Power has the superior clear for the meantime. Oh, Breakwood almost repositioning Mike there. Junkrat takes some big hits as Pepper moves in, trying to get the counter kill. Oh, the drag is actually going to connect. Wow. It's going to be solo lane for solo lane, or anchor for anchor, if you're down with the lingo. As both Chromie and Junkrat are going to fall. Meanwhile, Big Push Power is controlling both points. Hogger's rotating on through. Severn, just going for the wave clear. See if Pepper can get there in time. Looks like there's not going to be a capture here. Tahaka going to be stunned, but the rest of the team not quite going to catch up to the dinosaur. Meanwhile, Error 404 takes back the bottom altar. Moving in there, finding the taunt onto Chromie, and oh, the pause comes on out. The counterplay of the pause. Let's head on back. Chromie remains in peril, has the time stop, but there's the root coming on out. Poor Chromie. Poor Chromie. Gets a big chunk onto Mercy before heading on back to the Nexus. Hall of Storms, Nexus, whatever you want to call it. Pepper getting away from the burrow charge there of Anubarak, but the 2-on-1 is doing well up in the top lane. Working on the camp there for a second was Error 404. Ascension could be in a little bit of trouble here. Mercy with the peels. All the while, though, Big Push Power do manage to take the dragon there in the mid. Pretty early dragon, sub 5 minutes. Gonna walk up here and get a little bit of chip damage onto the wall. Taunt's gonna come on out onto Hogger, the root landing as well. Death Strikes is in. Good stun, though, and Unstoppable is gonna get Severn on out of there. Meanwhile, Dragon working on the wall here as Death Strikes is going to be booted away. Dragon going to throw it a little bit of fire, try to go for the wave clear before starting to back up. Anubarak does have the Unstoppable burrow charge to escape, but doesn't want to be super deep behind enemy lines when popping out of that dragon. Actually getting quite a bit done with this early dragon. Gonna have fully expired here, about 5 seconds left on the Dragon Knight. As we see Error 404 looking to engage off of this expiring objective. Death Strikes moves in, but is going to be pushed back by Final Stand. Mr. TTO trying to avoid the root there, but cannot avoid the death. Nubarak going to go down. Good counter engage from Error 404. They will have their level 10s first. It is going to be the Twilight Dream, Juggernaut, Cursed Bullet, Isolation, and Riptire here for Error 404. No shield wall required. Instead, wanting to get those extra parries onto those very fast Tychus auto attacks is my guess for the choice. Also, just being able to charge at people more often is awesome. Sometimes you just gotta go for the awesome talent. Both teams gonna work on their bruiser camps, as Big Push Power has now achieved their ults as well. You see it was the time loop for Chromie. Pretty good considering Malfurion's Pseudo Cleanse, I believe, will not work on it, because that only works once the effect has been applied. Big Push Power was thinking about an invade. We see the high five here for Lucio, Hortapult, Commandeer Odin, and Cocoon. Oh, big root coming on out. There's a huge silence. And Lucio going to go down. Severn in some trouble as well. Swaps the Unstoppable to get through. And actually, Hog Wild gets the kill onto Junkrat. Ascension continuing in. Severn has to use the Hortapult to escape and does so successfully. 1 for 1 there in that mid-engage. Mike's trying to stay alive down here in the bottom side as 3 members of Error 404 are pushing on in to time out with our next objective. Severn has got a big wave here that Pepper's going to have to deal with. Tahaka did go for one who collects, so is going to be able to do a little extra damage to these camps. I like the map pickup there from Tahaka. Not one that you usually see. We've been seeing a lot of Lurker Strain. We're just going back to that Hero Stalker. That'll definitely help in that matchup in the top lane, as Varian have to fend for themselves, looking for the charge out onto Alpharak. Trying to parry away some of this damage. The time loop going to come on out with a taunt onto Lucio. What a turnaround from Ascension. Error 404 looking to make it into multiple. Alpharak using the overkill to jump back behind that Junkrat mine. Very nicely done. Error 404 has their level 13s. They've got the player advantage. Let's see what they can do with it here. And a little bit of siege onto the bottom wall. Varian watching the flanks as the bottom wall is taken down. Deals from TTO. Lucio back on the battlefield. Chromie is now rejoining the rest of Big Push Power. We'll see what the next engage is like. We're about to have level 13s. Not here quite yet, though. There they are. 13s are in, so we're even on talents. Tahaka for Error 404 converting. We'll see if Junkrat can get the channel here. Breakwood. Final Stand just too fast. Good reposition there to get away from that Chromie damage. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, TTO tanking a little bit from the remaining 3 of Error 404. Looks like we might have some action here in the mid. Taunt comes out onto a Nubarak. Death Strike's moving on in. There's the Burrow Charge. And Nubarak barely gets away there. Breakwood still working on that well, but unfortunately that huge shield that's now on the well that regenerates makes it very difficult to just poke it down. Error 404 thinking about the bottom bruiser here. Ascension keeping an eye on things. Pepper in the top lane is going to give away the point for now. As we see Ascension really wants to get that well down if possible, starting to back off here. Big Push Power looking at a flank from the edge. TTO and Final Stand are ready to go in, but Ascension turning things around. Brings the taunt, but Final Stand has the high five to get a Nubarak on out of there. Things are going into a little bit of a lull. Error 404 could definitely just hold on and wait for their level 16s before committing to a big engage. Greymane going to take that left side siege camp here. Hogger's starting to make their way on down for big push power. Maybe thinking about an engage opportunity as Ascension going all the way onto the point here. Mercy managing to get away from the engage of Anubarak. Taunt comes out once again onto the tank of big push power. Curse Bullet lands as well, and Anubarak, where were ya? Lucio going down as well. Hogger taken out. It's a total bloodbath. Somehow Deathstrike stayed alive. Alpharak manages to trade out here for Breakwood. The stun is in, and it's going to be a 5-for-1 from Error 404. What a confluence of ults there. Malfurion with a giant Twilight Dream. And now Error 404. Gonna have a dragon in the mid, gonna have a full push alongside the siege camp in the bottom lane. This could be keep here. See how much they can get done. Possibly a little early for the keep. The members of Big Push Power are starting to res. Bottom fort and mid fort are definitely going to go down here. Dragon Knight gonna go ahead and finish off that structure. Varian trying to keep an eye on the flanks. TTO going in there and finding death strikes. Cocoon goes out onto Malfurion. This could be trouble. Greymane trying to get away here, but with nowhere to go. Malfurion caught as well. Mercy is going to fall. Counter double kill. Does it look like Error 404 got a little bit greedy on the split push there? But they do get a lot of damage with this objective. Tahaka gonna have to start to move back here as the rest of Big Push Power coming up for the clear. Overall, the deaths aren't super impactful, as the objective is just now going down. Alpharak is going to be able to move up and get a bunch of damage with the Commandeer Odin. Mike here on the flank. Oh, TTO going straight in there. Breakwood could be in trouble. There's the Time Loop coming on out on the Junkrat, and that is going to be Breakwood going down. Ascension able to escape there. That stagger is going to be a problem. Oh, but Hogger goes down in the top lane. Somehow the 1v1. Pepper has been called in the chat. The offlaners trading compliments. Well played, well played. So an unexpected 1-for-1. Different sides of the map here. So we now see the teams enter macro mode in the 4v4 situation. Pretty even in map state. The mid fort of Error 404 is still standing, and the top fort is in much better shape. Oh, we have an invade possibly. Can Ascension get onto the point? There's the charge. Can't get onto the point in time, though. Final stand with the Unstoppable to try to get away. Pepper in some big trouble. That's going to be Dahaka going down. Anubarak getting healed up there by Lucio. May still go down. TTO going straight in there, but will get popped. The silence goes out. Lucio trying to move away. Malfurion going to get sniped there by Alpharak on that Tychus. Varian falling as well. It's a 3-for-1 here for Big Push Power right as these shrines are going to be activating. Breakwood trying to reposition this camp. As all of a sudden, Error 404 on the back foot here. Big Push Power moving in for the camp steal. Camp being stolen. Hogger with a big wave up top. Deathstrike's going to have to move in and try to deal with that.
Control both shrines.
See Chromie on the bottom side, Hogger on the top side. Looking for a quick dragon here. Right now, no one in range to convert. Instead, trying to get as much advantage as they can with their player advantage. Still 13 seconds till Varian's back. 5 seconds till Malfurion's back. Alpharak with the Commandeer Odin. Just shredding away here. This is going to be a dragon going to Big Push Power. Dragon coming on down here. Hogger looking to join the team. It is 20 versus 20 at this point. Error 404 is going to have to put up a strong defense. Moving on out is Varian. Just looking for a little bit of extra damage. Dragon Knight going to get the kick there onto Greymane. The drag is going to land onto Anubarak, but there is the high five. Riptire coming on out. It is Riptire resets. So as long as that's hitting, I believe, just 2. You get a full, basically a full reset there. This is a long walk home for Big Push Power. But it looks like they are going to escape. All in all, strong defense there from Error 404. Uh-oh. This could be trouble. Pepper moves in, tries to get the drag. The quad stun there from Anubarak. Breakwood trying to get away here, manages to get over the wall. Silence is out onto TTO, who barely able to get away. There's the Junkrat Riptire trying to get a kill there. Anubarak is going to go down, but not before the Cocoon isolates Varian. It's going to be a trade. Anubarak for Greymane. Ascension could be in trouble here. Being slowed, being sniped. That's Varian down. 2 for 1 here for Big Push Power. Those piercing sands from Chromie are going to start to be a big, big problem for Error 404. As the front line is not going to be able to protect Junkrat and Malfurion in these engages anymore. Big Push Power, they want this bottom keep. Moving on up there, is that big red button? It is the extended Odin for Alpharak. Definitely going to be securing this structure as Pepper looking for a drag on the edge if possible, but even so, Lucio has that high 5 to deny anything crazy. His final stand going way in there. Actually going to take a little bit of poke damage from Breakwood. So the keep is taken. Big Push Power do not over push. They apply a good amount of push power and allow themselves the way out. Taking the bottom Bruiser here. Bruiser camp just coming up here for Error 404. It's a risky take, though. They're going to start it up. They want to make sure they see somebody on the map. Hawker is going to show there in the top lane. So Error 404 definitely feels safer in taking that camp. You see the danger pings coming on out, as an invade is absolutely possible from Big Push Power. Here they come. Mike just laying the groundwork, just laying the ward. Ascension finds the taunt. There's the bullet as well, but Final Stand was absolutely ready to go. Death Strike's in some trouble here. Mercy has to pop the ult to be safe. Look at Hogger in the backline, though. Malfurion is going to fall. Greymane going down as well. Ascension being chased out. Breakwood down. It's a 4-kill combo for Big Push Power. Pepper is going to get hit with the Cocoon, but this is going to be a game-ending push here. Big Push Power. Great job by Final Stand in seeing the high 5 was going to be necessary on the bush check. The contagion from Dahaka, desperate for the defense, but that is going to be all she wrote. Big Push Power taking game number 1. GG. Well done, well played. Big Push Power with the late game surge, picking up those extra kills, getting everything done. Just nice job in knowing where Error 404 could be on the map, and they take game number 1. Very back and forth, very well played from both squads, though. It was Death Strikes on the Greymane, top damage there for Error 404, nearly 46,000 coming on out there. It was Alpharak on the Tychus, 57,500 hero damage for Big Push Power that won the day. Take a quick look at the talents here. Update the scoreboard and get ready for game number 2. Fantastic. Take a look here, see if there's anything super out of the ordinary. This is probably one of the weakest parts of my casting, is just general knowledge of builds outside of like the 3 heroes I play. So like I can look at this and let's see, Junkrat going for just the big Az on 7, not pairing it with the other trap talent on 4. Still going with the gotta trap them all though. Those Riptire resets are definitely very helpful in those defensive scenarios for just wave clear and making sure the teams can't move in safely. What do we have for a Dahaka build? It was the enhanced agility here from Pepper, wanting to speed through. Makes sense. I like that versus a Lucio. Otherwise, you're just not going to really be able to catch people. We did see that one who collects to try to help out with the Bruiser camp clear in the top lane. Still the Feeding Frenzy on 7, going for the isolation silence this time. Primal Rage on 13. Okay, so going for the extra attack damage and the drag range as well. So really wanting to get around the speed differential provided by Lucio. And of course the Contagion on 20 is awesome. What 3 heroes do I play? I play pretty much Diablo, Artanis, and Gul'dan. Those are my 3 pals. Those are my 3 pals. I play some Tychus here and there as well. Looking like a pretty standard Tychus build to me. Even going with the Titan Grenade on 16. Lovely. Alrighty. Don't see a lobby just yet, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to a very short break. When we come back, it's going to be game number 2 of Error 404 versus Big Push Power. Sit tight. Alrighty, welcome back. We're setting up here for game number 2 of Error 404 versus Big Push Power. A very exciting game number 1 there on Dragonshire. Went right down to the end. It was Big Push Power, the big team fight push, picking up the quad, eventually the ace, and going for game number 1. We're going to be going to Tomb of the Spider Queen for game number 2. Error 404 will once again be first pick. We need 1 minute has been called, so we can hang out some more. Hope everyone's having a good time tonight. Excited to bring you the action. Meanwhile, though, alternative action. Equal action. What's the word I'm looking for? Simultaneous is the word I'm looking for. Simultaneous action is going on over at twitch.tv/JinxieCat, where the other semifinal is going on. What were these words? Simultaneous action is what I wanted. Team Backdoor is going up against Can't Censorship in our other Storm Division semifinals, winner of which will take on the winner of this series right here after this one to determine who will be going into Storm Division Season 3. Now, if I do recall, I was reading it earlier. I wasn't 100% on it, but I believe Error 404 and Can't Censorship are currently qualified for Storm Division Season 3 based on points. There's a point system for the qualifiers where based on how far along you get, how many maps you win, you get points that accrue. So they are actually already in. So if either of those two win tonight, it will come down to points to see who the last entrant into Storm Division is. But if Big Push Power or Team Backdoor are victorious in our grand finals tonight, they will punch their ticket alongside Error 404 and Can't Censorship to round out our Storm Division Season 3. Well, we've got a moment as well. Why don't we just head on over and see which teams are already a part of Storm Division. We have Anti-Clown Association, GG Till I Die, Heavy Impact, Regen, and Wildheart Omega. They're already in there. Those 5 spots are already spoken for. And we're figuring out our last 3 tonight. Exciting, exciting stuff. We already know Error 404 and Can't Censorship are going to be your 6th and 7th teams, but who will be the 8th? We will find out tonight. Might be by victory, might be by points. We will have to see. One thing I'm not sure of is if one of Error 404 or Can't Censorship do indeed win the finals here tonight. I'm not sure who has the points to advance. Hopefully someone in chat more knowledgeable than me can figure that out for me. There's a lot of different scenarios that could definitely unfold here. As once again, Error 404 going to remove the Alarak. No Protoss pals here today, unless someone does the righteous thing, play some Artanis for us. Just saying. Artanis is a great hero. You should all play him much more often than you do. Also, pick amateur opponents. Stop taking Protectors of Ire. You're not a damage dealer. You're an off-laner with utility. Big Push Power can ban away the Zagara as I very aggressively tell you how to play Artanis. See if Error 404 are going to keep up with the Blaze ban or if they've got something else in mind here for Tomb. I'm wondering if Big Push Power is going to ban Junkrat. I mean, they beat the Junkrat last time, but it's such an oppressive force. Error 404 going to ban the Junkrat. Not interested in taking it themselves. Interesting. Very interesting. So what are they considering for the first pick? Wanting to switch it up a little bit. And definitely not wanting to give it away. Let's see here. Big Push Power thinking about their next ban. I'm just looking at Goons chat. Stitches gonna be the ban here. Not wanting those coin flip late game hooks are Big Push Power. So, no Junkrat. What's it gonna be for Error 404? You've got the whole suite of healers available. Is that what you're gonna pick up? Is there something more important? We'll have to find out here. Dahaka's up and available. Lucio Stukov. It's gonna be Stukov. Mercy locking in. The Dread Admiral. Going to be a quick Hogger response here from Severn. Happy to pick up the Terror of Elwyn Forest once again. Oh, there's that Brightwing. Final stand. Going for the Brightwing rather than the Lucio this time. So wanting that movement speed, wanting that spell armor. Able to warp in for the save. Sometimes you warp into a big silent zone, so that might be a problem. We'll have to see how that interaction goes. Pepper. Ooh, going for the Urel. I've seen some Pepper Urels here over the summer. And Death Strike's going to take away that Tychus. So Alpharak going to have to flex around here. Stukov Tychus, they've got 2/3 of the pick combo. They can round it out with an Anubarak. They can do it with the Varian. Even a Diablo can work, but that's a very, very potent kill combination. Those two heroes. Big Push Power. Gonna take away one of those tank options with Diablo off the board here. I like that ban because you're probably not going to pick it up yourself into a Tychus, and it's a threat against you. Chromie, removed by Error 404, so really wanting to push around the draft of Big Push Power. Make sure they can't just play the same thing again to another victory. They will take the Anubarak again, though. TTO picking that up, and there is that Mephisto coming on in for Alpharak. So no Chromie available, going for the Mephisto instead. Big Push Power Wave Clear looking a little bit light right now, but they do have one more damage dealer they can take to round that out and possibly bolster that damage. Or that Wave Clear, I should say. Breakwood going for the Maiev here. And Ascension will be on May. Usually you don't... I mean, May Stukov works. It's not the snap pick comp. But looking for a little bit more of a slow roll. Maiev. Not a ton of people. I mean, you can try to find Brightwing, and Nubrak can get away from what you're doing. Hogger can get away from what you're doing. Mike gonna have to be careful for what they pick into this Maiev. It's going to be the Cassia. Cassia here for Mike. Not the additional wave clear I was thinking, but Mephisto's okay, not bad. Looking over at the side of Error 404, Maiev wave clear is pretty good. Tychus is fine. May is fine. So it's not a blowout on the wave clear front, but I think Error 404 is definitely going to be controlling these rotations. There's a lot of damage behind that Cassia Mephisto here for Big Push Power. A lot of long-range damage that Stukov's going to have to be healing off. All right, let's go into Tomb here. Will be victorious. Will Big Push Power find the 2-0 victory? Can Error 404 bring it back here with the Tychus Stukov? Tychus main damage, by the way. Let's do it. Alrighty, game number 2. On the left in the blue, Error 404. Breakwood is on the Maiev. Pepper playing Urel. Ascension is on the May. Mercy playing Stukov. Death Strikes on the Tychus. On the right in the red, big push power. Severn is on the Hogger. Alpharak playing Mephisto. Mike is on Cassia. Final Stand on the Brightwing. And TTO playing Anubarak.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Let's get into game number 2. Maev going for that Naisha's Memento. Getting a little bit of extra wave clear and extra damage from those bouncing auto attacks. Cassia with the stacking Qs on level 1, going to be looking to scale that throughout the course of the game. Already 3 stacks on that before the minions will clash. And this is where the rubber hits the road. Alpharak going to bring out the Lightning Missile. Or Lightning Nova, I should say. There's the Skull Missile. And, okay, so wave clear pretty similar. Era 404 was ahead. Didn't quite jump onto the next wave straight away. Ascension going to try to cut them off, but immediately polymorph there. Wave clear is closer than I expected it to be. I'll put it that way. We'll see if that continues on here. Right now, both tanks doing a good job of trying to cut off the rotations as much as possible. There's not a ton of kill pressure this early in the game. Oh, the Tether's actually going to come on out here, as well as the Silence. So that's definitely an engage option, as well as May engaging alongside Stukov. A couple different angles that Error 404 can take there. But as we've seen, Mephisto wave clear is, it's not too bad. Could definitely be worse. It's no Li Ming. It's definitely better than that. Doing fine so far. Looks like Error 404 looking to sneak the bottom camp. Mike looked like they saw it. Right now, Breakwood just trying to catch the waves as they hit the wall. Severn was able to take the back bruiser as Error 404 grabs the bottom siege camp here. They're gonna have to rotate out though. Right now Maev is trying to double soak and there's a camp pushing through the mid. So Error 404 gonna move on through to the mid lane here. TTO with the flank here looking for the bro charge. It's gonna land onto Stukov. Double. Oh, Mercy able to get the bio kill switch and survive. TTO almost counter-killed, going to be saved there by Final Stand. Silent Zone comes on out to try to help with this wave clear. Right now, big push power, getting the map pressure. Good polymorph there by Brightwing, preventing the Maev engage. A scrappier early game than I expected, as Pepper could be in trouble here, the full 4-player gank. Trying to work on getting a Urel kill. Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Grab that in time here. Take a look at the experience. Big push power actually ahead on the minion experience right now. A little bit behind on the mercenary capture, as they... Bottom camp did go over to Error 404, but overall, pretty close, pretty close. Gank attempt onto Stukov, but underneath that spell armor. Mercy going to be just fine. The poke damage available here from Error 404 is not super great. Tychus not able to really deal damage at a distance. Maev needing to engage the Fan of Knives. Not really good at passing the tank on damage. So they need to get up close and personal here, as Hogger able to zoom through the zone and barely survive with less than 500 health there. Alpharak moves out trying to get some extra damage on death strikes, but Error 404 able to move back. Ascension looking for a turn-in on the bottom side here. TTO sees it. Gonna get one interrupt. Breakwood with the chain, but the unstoppable burrow charges in. Severn actually gonna throw the loot horde there. I'm surprised that interrupted. I guess it was a small displacement, but still 3 more gems needed, but big push power on the top side. They get the full turn in first. We're gonna see red web weavers for the first turn in of the game. Pepper looking for the flank here. Looking for someone to step out. Uh-oh. Maev is spotted on the flank here. Gets the vault of the Wardens after the polymorph wears away. As we now have a full collapse here in the mid lane. TTO looking for an opportunity. Death Strike's moving on up, but we do have ourselves a pause. All right, back to the action. So our first web weavers come on through. Pepper coming up from the bottom lane to try to deal with this mid lane push. Mike working here on the edges. Pepper with a good knock in there as TTO going to have to use the burrow charge to get out. Ascension with the counter engage actually going to stun too. But once again, pretty difficult for Tychus to follow up on that length of an engage. But the mid is cleared. Bottom lane going to be worked on by our solo laners. Severn getting a hefty chunk of damage in here as Pepper jumping on into the back. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, the wall is down, and the web weavers are cleared. Team's going to be waiting on their path to level 10. We'll see how the team fights change up then. I'm interested to see whether Ascension goes for the Ice Wall or for the Avalanche. I feel like the Avalanche could possibly do some work here, just pushing into the Stukov Tychus on your side of the map. As I screw around with the camera once again, Pepper looking to turn in. Anubarak is forced to burrow charge away. The turn in, I believe, from Breakwood in the top side is what converted. We're going to have the pullback onto TTO is there. Silent Zone comes on out, but Anubarak able to move away. Pepper right up on the wall here, getting some pre-siege done. TTO at the flank is going to get the double stun. Pepper could be in some trouble here. Level 10s are in. Pepper has not locked yet. There's the Ardent Defender. Oh, Brightwing going to go down in the top lane. Great job there. Ice Wall is going to cut off the escape from Mike. Cassia trying to move back. Maiev warping over, getting the pull. Silence is out, but the ball lightning going to start to bounce. Cassia still going down here. Alpharak looking for death strikes. Tyke is going to take a little bit of damage. The Error 404 with a timely double kill as this objective starts to push in. There's the Odin coming on out from Tychus to aid in this push. Alpharak looking to clear on the edge. This fort absolutely going to be going down here. As Pepper flanking with 30. Oh, the pull is in. Brightwing able to blink away. Final stand. Oh my goodness, with less than 10 health. Gets over the wall as Alpharak was in position to be a blink heal target. What an escape. Feels bad for Error 404 there. Breakwood could be in trouble in the backline as the polymorph comes out. Urel has to pop the absorb shield, but it looks like the disengage is complete. Cocoon is going to be removed. Alpharak chasing in a little bit, getting some poke. But good peels. And Error 404 escapes after getting the top fort.
Deliver the gems to my altar before your enemies.
That's what teams at this level are just so good at, is making sure that you can't overstay even for a second. You get your push in, and you better get out of there, because if you stay too long, the slows, the chase, it's very, very difficult when you're running away to deny damage to peel because your positioning is constantly changing. Hevnan coming in with the Prime subscription. Thank you very much for the support. As a reminder to those in chat, anything that you donate, bits, subs, all of it, when donated here on the NGS channel, go to support the casters that are working. So those go to help me out. Thank you very much for your support. Enjoy your emotes. Big push power. Can't deny the next turn-in. We will have blue web weavers coming down the lanes here. As Error 404 on the cusp of their level 13 talents. Urel pushing out that top lane there, wanting to threaten the top keep wall. As the rest of Error 404 looking to push the mid fort down. They've got their level 13s. So big push power, gotta be cognizant of that. Ice Wall comes out, gonna find the stop. Stukov. Oh, Breakwood in the backside. Taking a little bit of damage. Warden's Cage coming on out is actually going to capture 3. This could be big. Ascension has to use the icing to get on out of there. The Fan of Knives resets are starting to come in. TTO is low, but Ascension is as well. Augur just kiting away on the backside. And nobody goes down. Somehow, Severn trying to get away here. Ascension is making sure that Hogger can't just mount up and get away. There's the Hog Wild. Severn's somehow still alive. That's finally going to be Hogger going down there as Arrow 404 led on a merry chase. Top keep wall does go down. Keep taking a little bit of damage there in the top lane. Overall, not too bad a push. They're going to get a little bit of time to deal with this mid fort as well. This big push power is pushed back in the top and bottom lanes, and wow, I think this fort is going to fall. Unexpected prize there in the mid lane for Error 404. So now, with all forts down, this is a pretty tough spot to be in. If you're big push power, you're pushed out on the map. It's pretty difficult to access the turn-in points. If you're Error 404, if you can get another turn-in here, that'd be great, but they're 20 gems away from their next turn-in. Ascension, gonna see final stand. The crew's coming. Oh no, Alpharak could be out of position here. Mephisto blinking away, but is going to come right back into the silent zone. The pull is in, and wow, what a pull from Breakwood. That's going to be Mephisto going down. Ice Wall going to stop one as Severn on the backline dealing a lot of damage to Tychus. Death Strikes barely able to survive. The flailing swipes from Mercy trying to peel away. There's the Warden's Cage into the silent zone once again. Mike, the Cassia armor is being peeled away there as Pepper finding the extra stun. Final stand trying to get away. That's Brightwing going down. Mike going to be, oh, the protected Fend going to survive for now. But there's the auto attack. Severn falls as well. 4 dead. TTO, the only one left. So many low health bars on the side of Error 404, but it's not going to be enough. Can TTO get away with these 32? Pepper wants the knockback here. Alpharak already back on the map, though, is going to try for the peel. Oh my goodness, the Mephisto damage is huge. Maiev is going to fall. There goes TTO. That's so many gems on the ground. Alpharak trying to pick those up. Uses the Shade of Mephisto to rescue 25. So an extended, I guess, 5 for 1 there for Error 404. As Mephisto actually made it back for the last peel, picking up a kill there. Onto Maiev. Error 404 almost has their next turn in here. They need 3 more gems. Just 1 more wave should do it. Big push power have all now resurrected. Maiev back on the map as well. Pepper gonna get this solo camp in the bottom lane. They have to hurry up though. Does manage to get it. Alpharak looking to turn in 27. I don't think anyone's going to be here for the interrupt. Mephisto gets the channel, and we've got ourselves some red web weavers coming on down the lanes. Or orange web weavers, as I do have colorblind mode on. Ice Wall comes on out, is going to catch the Hogger. But the Hog Wild is enough to get away. Pepper on the outside. Oh, this could be trouble for TTO. Has the Unstoppable to move into the back line. Brightwing with the phase shift heal. There's the counter. Oh, the Durance of Hate barely misses. Error 404 trying to move back here. Hogger in the back line is just completely cutting off Death Strikes. Tychus trying to turn that damage around, but the Polymorph and the Blind are in, and Tychus is going to go down. Maiev is cocooned on the back end, not able to save Ascension. May is going to go down. And the Web Weavers and 2 kills going over to big push power here. The Hog Wild, oh, Severn can't quite find the hit onto Breakwood as a very timely vault of the Wardens. It's going to allow Maiev's escape. This could be a lot. Still 25 seconds on Tychus, still 30 seconds on May. We've got an objective pushing down the bottom lane. It is going to expire, but we've still got the wave here. See what the engage is like. Wall is taken out. They want this keep. They're moving up fast. Keep is taking some big damage. Breakwood not able to engage on the edge here. Just trying to clear away those minions with the Shade. Those 2 kills lead to a keep. Nicely done by Big Push Power. Alfrak going to be slowed down. No combo route available. Right now, Error 404 does have a turn-in. Still another 15 gems or so needed. Needed for Big Push Power as they look to take out this mid-keep. There it is. Mid-keep falls. And right now, it's actually Error 404 that is on the back foot. Big Push Powers found their way back into this game. They lost a lot of gems, but he saved them there. Uh-oh, Death Strikes and Ascension could be in trouble. Tychus able to move back there. I think one more toe forward and that could have been a double kill. Barely able to see that. Error 404, they want to be able to move in here. They want to be able to turn in. Pepper trying to scout out this boss. This big push power is very close to their next turn in. Just one more wave should do it. Mercy with 7, Ascension with 3, that's not enough. Pepper has 18 there in the top lane. This could be trouble. Yrel with the Hand of Freedom, movement speed, is able to get away there. Oh, Breakwood has the rest. There we go. I was like, there's certainly more gems than that on the table. Error 404 is going to have the next objective, Ascension. Ices on through the blizzard to escape. See if Error 404 can push back onto the map here, as they do have the Web Weavers on the way. Level 20's on the way as well. They're going to need a bit more wave clear, a few more minions taken down. They're well on their way to level 20 and big push power. Well aware of that, trying to get as much free clear in as possible. It's about to be here. Level 20's on the cusp. Error 404 is pushing forward. They want to find a flank. Severn and Ascension do meet in that brush. Pepper on the flank is trying to jump into the back line, going to be polymorph. Breakwood wants to get a connection on the Umbral Bind, but will not get it. Ice Wall is going to stop Alpharak on that Mephisto. Silence is out. There's the Warden's Cage on the edge, 2 people below. That's Hogger going down. Alpharak pulled in as well, as the Durance of Fate does connect, and that's going to be a counter kill onto Maiev. Pepper is very low. He has to use the Seraphim Unstoppable to try to escape here. But it's a 1-for-1, Maiev for Hogger, as the objectives continue to push down these lanes. Big red button Odin. Dealing a little bit of siege damage here alongside the objective. As Hogger still coming to terms with that death in the chat. Overall, pretty strong defense there for big push power. If they hadn't got that pick onto Maiev, I think that would have been possibly both keeps. We shall see. We shall see. Alpharak moving forward once again. Ascension gonna see it. Hogger has rezzed. Still 8 seconds on Maiev. Level 20's here for big push power as well, so back to even talent tiers. That will be enough gems between the two of them to get some more Web Weavers on the way. For big push power. Uh-oh, this could be a big engage. Error 404 is on the camp and is shown on the map. TTO is in. The stun comes out onto Ascension. There's the Ice Wall going to land onto 2. Durance of Hate going to be effectively nullified there. Mercy so low. Stukov going to go down. Oh my goodness. The engage from big push power. They pick off 2. Breakwood and Death Strikes being chased down. Alpharak almost finding it. That's a triple kill. Yrel is caught in the cocoon here. Unstoppable is not enough. Yrel is down, and big push power are going to move forward, take this game, and take this series. Error 404 wanted the Bruiser camp in the mid to try to blunt some of that objective push, but they couldn't get it done fast enough. The engage from big push power gets there in time, and they just get all they want out of that team fight. Very, very nicely done. Big push power is going to advance to our Storm Division Qualifier number 5 Grand Finals. GG. Unbelievable stuff there. Once again, going right down to the end. Error 404 with a strong mid game, taking out all the forts, but big push power with the defense, find their level 20s, find their engage, and take the victory in the late game once again. Congratulations, big push power, going to be moving on to our finals, going on as soon as we're able here. Exciting, exciting stuff. Taking a look at the stats here, Death Strikes on the Tychus, 48,000 hero damage for Error 404 there. And it was actually Cassia, played by Mike, for big push power, over 57,000. Doing more, Cassia bringing that damage, and yeah, I doubted the draft. That's my B. Well done, big push power.